Okay, first, even before I say the name, we have to even ask ourselves, it's so interesting that we have a Parsha named after somebody who's, like an enemy of Israel, Balak. Like, it's about, there's 5 different names. Yeah, Parsha Balak. Okay, we're going to say it. Parsha Balak, but also Balak is going to teach us something because there are 5 Parshas in the Torah that have names by people that really taught us huge things. And why is it that he's zoche to have a name in this Parsha? And also, we have to also remember, which is the irony of life, is that Balak is the great-great-great-great-grandfather of the Mashiach. Because at the end of the day, he's the king of the Moab. And Ruth comes from him. She was descended from royalty. And David HaMelech comes from him. So I'm going to tell you a couple of things that I thought, wow, that's powerful. Because first, okay, we start off, Noach. Noach gets a name after him. Okay, Noach, he's a tzaddik. He teaches us also in life how to be, maybe to find the Noach in life by, I don't know, like we talked about it. Mm-hmm. Then we have Chai Sarah. No, but actually Parsha is named after somebody. Sarah, come on.
Yisro, I said. So I thought.
Sarah, Yisro?
Going in order.
Oh, I'm going in order. No, we're in Yeah. And we're going to get to that. Right. Chai Sarah and Chai, and that all her years were equal to her in her way, because the way she approached life, that everything's good. It's from Kadosh Baruch Hu, and she was our Ima. Right. Okay. Then, yes, we have Yitro, which is so much there, teaching us Ol Malchut Shamayim, and the Shema Yitro. What did he hear? He comes, he Gayer. Okay. And then we have Korach. We have actually 3 Parshas with names that are close together. There's also Chukot in the middle, right? So, but I'm saying it's pretty like one after the other. With Korach, we're learning things. We learned last time that we have to stop and listen and learn what we're learning, right? We have Korach, but really Korach was also a tzaddik. What's interesting is what I'm saying is also what comes from him is Shmuel, and he saw something's going to come from me. So that's interesting to compare that with Balak, who also, he didn't have any vision that he's going to get Ruth, but something comes from him, right? Korach, and then we have Balak, and then afterwards we have Pinchas, which of course, is in praise of his tzadikut and his drive for shalom. Ironically, in the way he did it, it seems like that's the opposite of what he wants. We'll talk about that next week. But Balak. So who's Balak? So I had this revelation, so small, and then after maybe I'll just in 5 seconds I'll say it, and then we can end this year there. I have my dear friend. She says to me, Elana, you gotta speak slower. Gotta slow down. And she's like, and don't overload. And it's so true. In my life, I have to slow down. I talk, at least, and not to overload. This is my part of my personality, though. But I'm working on it. So what's the first message we're learning from this Balak, who hits a Parsha, who is going to actually be the great-great-grandfather of the Mashiach? He sees Am Yisrael. I must say that Paro also had this. And he gets so scared of us. And he hires Bilam to curse us. So you have these 2 people. I'm going to put Balak and Bilam, and we're supposed to remember every day Bilam also. Why do I have to remember a Rasha? Like, why am I remembering every day Masa, like Bilam? Why am I remembering? And I'm going to tell you something very powerful. These 2 people teach us how good we are. From them, from the non, everyone hates us so much. In order for us to maybe reflect upon how good we are, because we don't see it in ourselves. So Balak is like, they're huge. They're big. And Bilam's saying, look at them. Look how tzenua they are. Look how they don't have a single avon. No one has a sin. And I'm going to say, how is that possible? No one has a sin. This is what Bilam was telling us. We're learning from these people that even a Parsha is named after Balak, who's going to be the great-great-grandfather Mashiach. What does that mean? How can we bring Mashiach? Well, guess what? Why don't we start looking at the good? It's like so powerful. We are more than who we think we are. But we don't ever see it. It's so sad. And that's like with everything in life. And I know it's a bit of a musar lesson, but I had an interesting thought in the morning. I had 2 things happen. One is my washing machine has been having its moments. And electrical appliances used to last like 20 years. And now you're like blessed if they last 20 months. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the door's falling off. And, my husband's like, he's trying to fix this thing. Like, we're spending more money trying to fix something that also, if you were to hire a person to come and fix it, really you could buy a new one at this point. I'm saying like it is now cheaper to buy new things. I'm not saying the highest quality of things, but for sure with the quality that I have, right. It says, and even if you buy a very expensive, super expensive one, it will also not last. Right. Like, it's not like I'm paying for something and getting more for my money, the same amount of time. So I had this door of the washing machine, it should just be healthy and live long. It should have a fresh name. And I said, Hashem, can you let's just get through the Chagim, because like I know what's going to happen. Like the summer is so expensive and the Chagim are so expensive. Like, can we just get through this period right now? And like the door should just somehow stay on, right? With all the reparations that we put into it. And then this morning I like did something to it myself. I like fell a little bit on it, like, and I was like, I can't blame anybody but me.
Yeah. Well, thankfully, it was you.
And if it was someone else. And you know what? Then I had a moment, which I'm going to. I hope I'm quoting the right tzaddik. I think it was Rav Osher, Zat Hashem. And if not, then it was some tzaddik. But there was once a man, and he came, and he said, I need a bracha. And the Rav's like, why? And he says, well, I am under so much financial stress. And this week, also on top of everything, the kum broke, the washing machine broke. Like he's listing all the, all the things that are broken, all the appliances. He said, like in 1 month, every single thing. I had that like, it was less than a year ago, I know, because we're still paying for a tashlamim, but I had that with the refrigerator and with the dryer and the washing machine that we never, but like, and it was like everything was breaking, but like you have to replace it. Like it wasn't, I can't be with that refrigerator. I tried, but it couldn't, especially not in the summer in Israel. And it was just, and it's like one of those things where everything's breaking and you're like, I don't have the money for this. And you know what the Rav said? What was his bracha? He says, how many times did you heat up that kumkum? Let's just say you only use it for a year. How many cups of water did that boil? The washing machine, I know, how many people are you? How many laundries do you do? Like, let's also be realistic. How much do we really actually use our things? We really use them a lot. He says, the bracha is like, look how much you've used it, right? Look what godless it is that you even had it. And that's not easy. It's not easy when you're going for someone to give you a bracha that should be okay, and they're saying, look in a different way. And be grateful. It takes a gadol to say that, because if it's just you or me telling it to our friends, they hate us. Right? But if we say it to ourselves, if you see your godless and you say, I'm going to be my own gadolador, and I'm going to tell myself, I'm going to try. It's not easy. But like I was thinking about this, two things I thought. One, also, I just got brand new shampoos. Like, whenever they have the sales, and so you buy like 3, it's like 3 for whatever. And I don't know, one child just didn't close it. And like all of a sudden I noticed in the bathtub, like half of it is it's not even a day old. Half of it's in the bathtub though. And it's so slippery. Like it's also very dangerous. Like you really have to wash that out. So I'm like, Elana, go outside yourself, because do you realize that Am Yisrael did not even know that Bilam was giving them a bracha? Hashem saves us from so many things, and it was only derech the Shekhinah that Bilam was talking. He gives us bracha after bracha after bracha, and we don't see it. So I'm telling myself, as I would be wanting to tell myself, oh wow, now I can clean the bathroom. I was like, now the bathroom's gonna be so clean. Like it's gonna be clean with shampoo. And it's not that the half cup and half full. It's not looking at something half. This is my life. This is my histaklut. This is the way I want to see life. Not half empty and half, let's look at it half full, because that's a half. But what if I looked at it like, I guess, Mina Shemaim, okay, I'm going to learn my lesson. I'll check all the shampoos before they get out of the bathtub, or I don't know. I don't know if that's possible, but whatever. Like I'm saying, I could learn my lesson. I could be more responsible. I'll put the shampoo up higher. Like I'll do that. The washing machine, whatever, I could be more gentle with it and not fall over. I don't know. There's a million things that I can do and I should learn. And you can't repeat the same mistakes over and over, because you won't grow. But we're thinking so hard that we have to look at the cup half full. And I'm saying the half is actually whole. It really is whole. If you think about it, what's wrong with the half of the cup? That's how much water I have, and that's how much water Hashem wants me to have. There's no avonba, and it's so crazy. It's so beautiful. Not crazy. It's so beautiful. And I'm looking at this, and I'm looking at the whole story. And I must say, I learned so much from the story, because Bilam wanted to do something. Balak wanted to do something. Balak sends Bilam with instructions. I want you to curse these people. I know what comes out of your mouth will be. You'll bless them, they'll be blessed. You'll curse them, you'll curse. Now he wants Bilam to curse them. And Bilam wants to curse us. We know this. And also he wants his money and his kavod, and it's good for him. And even it worked out for him, this stalling, like, because in a way it worked out for him. Like if he just went after right away, said, I want to do this whole thing actually worked out for him really beneficially in the beginning. He's like, oh, great. let me stall them and I'll get more money. I mean, I don't know if that was intentions were, but it was for sure. That's kind of sounds like it, the way the story, like the way it unfolds. So I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, this is unbelievable. Really? Always in life, we are always going after what we want. We're always going after what we want. And we know it says that, and it says in the way that a person is going after, it says they're going to like, what's the they? Who's they? Isn't Hashem one? But they is all the things that you create, brings down this, that our tzaddikim bring down, that all the things that we create with our actions and our wants is actually what then pulls us, it's like inertia. Oh, this is what I want. This is the thoughts that I'm having. That's going to make me then want to do more. It's so Hashem is just allowing that process to happen. The day is not actually Hashem allowing it to happen. He's just allowing us to allow the process to happen of where we're already going.
I wonder if it could also be like, I just had the thought, I thought you were going to say that, like, they say with every mitzvah, like,
right, the angels, the malachim. No, that's for sure brought down. I twisted a little bit.
Oh, okay, sorry.
No, that is for sure brought down, that I'm creating a malach that's the good malach. I'm creating the attorneys that are the defending and the prosecuting. I hope I'm saying that right. The defendant attorneys and the prosecutor. I'm sure. I know that really is the true. I'm just saying, but also in addition to that, it's also brought down this concept of like, I'm also, that's what is creating me to go on my path. The fact that I'm thinking this way, the fact that I'm talking this way, and the fact that I'm doing actions that will bring me to that. I'm helping. Hashem is just saying, I'm going to let the process happen. I will let the process happen as you want it, but the end result's always whatever comes out of Bilam's mouth is what Hashem decided. So that even if a curse were to come out, it would actually be because the Shekhinah is saying, okay, this is what should happen. But it's crazy because we're constantly blaming circumstances around us for what's happening. And it's ourselves. Okay, maybe it's a past life also. There's a gilgul we have to do, some kind of tikkun. But to be real, we really create our reality. Our reality is not half empty or half full. We create a reality of yesh or ein, of there is or there isn't. I don't believe in this half business. And I don't know if I mentioned this. And it's a little bit like, I can't remember. I don't know if I can do this so publicly because I don't know what everyone's going to think of me. But I was sitting in the park, right? And I had my moment, when you're sometimes in the park and you have these like philosophical moments. And I'm looking at the word yesh, and I'm looking at the word ein. Okay, here, I'm in the park with the kids, right? I mentioned this. I know I mentioned this before. Oh, no? Okay. And all of a sudden I see the word ein. It's an aleph, a yud, and a nun sofit. Aleph is a kadosh baruch Hu. It's a vav with two yuds. It's 26. Yud ke vav ke. It's rachmanes. It's all the light Hashem gives us. We have an aleph. Then comes a yud, which is also Hashem. You say yud is Hashem. It's also so anab. It's humble. It's smallness. It's like
it's all spiritual.
All spiritual. So I have everything I'm getting from HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and when I think that I have nothing, it's like a nefila. The nun just goes right down, and I feel like if I'm looking at life, I have nothing. Hashem gives me so much, but everything to me is like, no, it's not enough. It's nothing. That nun just brings me down into a nefila. That's it. I don't have anything. I'm nothing all the time. Hashem gives us so much talent and beauty and kochot. He gives us also nisyanot. I never know why something happens when it happens. And it's all relative to where you are and what culture you are. Something good could be horrible in a different culture. And something like, I know, let's say what I remember in how I grew up, meeting my husband at 21 years old. I think most of my, was looked at as like, that is like probably the worst thing in the world. You're ending your life, And yet when I got married and went to Mexico, 22 was already actually an old maid in that community. Like when my niece got married at 17, I think she was 18 already legally, but like, it's all relative. Is this old or young? You have a single in a community and they're 27 and they feel like their life has ended. They're so old. And yet you go to a different community and you know what? No one is even starting their life at 27. Mm-hmm. It's just like, what I'm saying is it's the reason why is because it's a reality of where you are. You go to a park and you're not pregnant and everyone else that's around you is pregnant. You mama should feel like you have nothing. And then it's so hard for you. Everyone's pregnant, but you go to a different park somewhere else, there's only dogs. I'm saying there's no humans even. Like, so no one's thinking about having a baby. It's your aim is because whatever I have now, it's pulling me down. I'm not even seeing that I have anything. I'm not seeing the light I have in it. I'm not even realizing what I have to have Balak and Bilam come from the outside, which I don't even realize what the people are looking around me and thinking how much bracha I have. And I don't see it. Everyone around me tells me you're so this, you're so that. I don't see it. Everyone is seeing something that I don't see. So I don't have anything then. Because if that's my reality, Hashem says you don't have anything. If your reality is it's not half and a half, it's empty or full, then you don't have anything. And then comes the yesh. I'm in the park, mind you. And I see this little yud. And that's, again, it's the spirituality. I'm only connected to this like spirituality of understanding that the small amount that I have, mind you, it's not a huge letter. It's not the aleph, which is, and it's Rahmanes and Yud. No, it's a small letter, Dafka. It's the smallest of letters. It's the Yud. But all of a sudden, I look at it, I'm like, okay, that's what I have. It's full. Then a shin goes up to Shemayim. It's like one leg here, up there, one leg there, up there, 3 legs going up. And all of a sudden, I have so much bounty. Up to Shemayim. Yesh mashu po. And we always know that a Kadosh Baruch Hu could take something from nothing, because that's how he creates the world. But there is no such thing as nothing, actually. There's always Hashem. So if I'm always looking at what Hashem has given me, and I know this is a very hard thing to do, and we can't say this to other people because it's only something that we can say to ourselves. Because to another person, all you can do is just teach this lesson. It's too painful when you're in a moment where you feel such choser, such lacking, someone coming in from the outside and saying, well, you should be happy, right? But it's really an avodah we can work on ourselves. And we're learning it from Bilam and Balak. Like, I thought it's so ironic that the outsiders have to come tell us. I wonder if they're all scared of us. I'm like, what are we, 0.000 part of the population? We don't even exist, really. Most people don't even know who a Jew is. And yet you're so afraid of us. Like, what is going on? Well, they obviously see something that we don't see. They don't see and they're afraid of it. And we're not even recognizing it. We're not even recognizing it. And you'll get a snapshot. It looks so ugly. I had a conversation with somebody about something that they saw in the news. And I'm like, you're getting a snapshot. First of all, I would never trust anything I see on the news because I don't know really what's going on. You get a snapshot. You didn't see what happened transpired before, and you for sure don't know what happened afterwards. So you're getting this one snapshot of seeing something. This is all the time. Our lives are news. We're only in the snapshot. We don't realize what has going on before and what's happening afterwards. And the fact that Bilam comes out and he says, with Ruach HaKodesh, there's no problems with you guys. You're amazing. That's really, how could that be? It's because our essence has nothing to do with necessarily with the behaviors and the garments that we sometimes put ourselves in. But we can take them off. Why do I have to go into that habit of that behavior and that pattern that's always a half and always lacking and harmful? And I tell you, I had a beautiful way to start off my week on Sunday. I made a Shev Bracha. What happened was, so a beautiful Kiruv organization I work for, I'm part of like a chat, right, of all this organization. And someone shot out, oh, I have this cute couple, they're a sweet couple, and they're my students, and they're getting married in Israel. And I don't even know if they know what a Shev Bracha is. So would anyone make them a Shev Bracha? Or does anyone know of anyone in Israel that makes Shev Bracha? So I'm like, I'll do it. I'll do it. We'll do it. The Mizrahis will do it. We're the Shev Bracha king and queens. So it happened to turn out, I didn't know, this girl actually had, I didn't even know who was making Shev Bracha. She'd actually come to us once for Shabbat, like one time for a meal, which was, so there was some kesher, even though I didn't remember. And also she's a friend of other students of mine, meaning there was a related thing. And also, lo and behold, she's actually one of the students of the organization I work for. I just, when you say you're going to do something, you don't realize that Hashem is putting exactly the people that need to be there. So the Chatan and Kala came. I'm like scrambling as usual for a minyan. Like I called Yeshiva, just bringing over. I'm not even sure my own sons can come, but whatever. It's hard to. But it was beautiful. It was so beautiful. Everyone in this room was there, and the Chatan, just beautiful. No, the Chatan and Kala didn't know anybody. For sure, not the Chatan, right? And he was saying his parents. He comes from a Russian Israeli family. He's living in the States, where he met his Kala, and they're gonna live. They just got married in Israel, though. Like it was just like this. And he said, we are the first couple, like in my family, for generations to have a chuppah, a real chuppah, And like, I'm like, wow. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, how beautiful, what's happening here? We're complaining and we're worrying about I'm worrying all the time. Like, and I'm complaining, what's going on with us, what's going on? Well, look how beautiful this is. Mamash, Mashiach is coming. A couple, they were so cute and so sweet. And what was funny about it is I was like scrambling before. I wanted to read something, like I wanted to say something to them. And lo and behold, my husband's also doing that. And lo and behold, we both we didn't say the same thing. We said the exact same pasuk. Like we both brought in the same pasuk and the same concept. And I was just like, he starts opening his mouth, and I'm like, that's exactly. what I was going to say, but so then I actually changed gears and said something else. But it was so funny that, and it's not funny because why? We both coming in with this, that I guess after, you work so hard and you have so many things going on where you're really living a life where sometimes you just feel like it's always half empty. Because there's something there, but it's so difficult, right? I mean, the challenges and that Hashem gives us. Then you come to a point and you're seeing this beautiful young couple and you're remembering and you're knowing and you're realizing it's like that, and you come back to yourself realizing what solidifies us, what makes us together, what makes it that we're seeing that not half empty or half full, but it's all full. So what is it? Ma tovu alecha Yaakov u'mishkaneta Yisrael. The very famous pasuk that the Gemara brings down, and from Masechet Sanhedrin, it brings down Kufhei. I didn't look at this in the Gemara. I'm looking at this from the Netivat Shalom. Okay, and he brings down, and what does he say? He says that all the brachot. I'm going to paraphrase. I'm not going to read this exactly, but all the brachas that Bilam then came out of his mouth later on turned back actually into curses. Like they went back, meaning his intention was to curse. They actually somehow became a curse, except for one bracha. And also, why did he want to do this? So it says. I'm saying what I mean is that when we know what was in his heart and that what he wanted to actually curse by seeing the bracha, okay? And he was asking, therefore, that there should not be any, because it's brought down that what is that the idea of the oil and the mishkan? It's brought down, this is Beit HaKnesset and Beit Midrash, right? That Beit HaKnesset is the place where we daven, our tefillah, and the Beit Midrash is the place where we're learning Torah. These two concepts of tefillah and Torah, okay? So he says that Hashem turned that and flipped it to a bracha. He wanted to basically destroy the idea that we should have Beit HaKnesiot and Beit Midrashot, and Hashem flipped it. Now, mind you, it's brought down. Oh, Rashi brings it also in that from all the curses that went to being a bracha that Bilam said, Shelo chazu le'olam, they didn't come back ever. And not all the curses turned to brachot. Okay? He says, we have to understand that there was only one that stayed a bracha. And what is that? This one. So why? So Nitzivot Shalom brings down something so beautiful. And I want to turn it into the idea of this couple and when I'm talking about seeing the full, and also what is our avodah here in life. He says, and I'm going to paraphrase a little bit, that tefillah, davening, is your heart. There's a connection there. And Torah is your mind, it's your seichel, your intellect. So Bilam knew that if we're connected to Hashem, who loves us so much in our hearts and in our seichel, which Torah constantly connects us to Hashem in our minds, in our thoughts, and what we're thinking, right? And tefillah should be connecting us constantly to Hashem with our dibur, also comes in the same place, and our words and our emotions. Then no matter what's going on, the cup is always full. Meaning, no matter what is happening in my life, if I can try with all my koach to realize that the bracha that there is in life is connection. Meaning, the only way to see something full and not half full when it's so hard and difficult is I have to connect that halfness to this is from HaKadosh Baruch Hu in my mind and my emotions. And then that becomes a bracha. Because if I'm looking at the shampoo spilling, and I'm like, okay, now I have a half of one, and I'm not connecting to a Mina Shemayim that was Hashem, and and okay, I'm not trying to do the whole, well, thank God I have kids, and like they spill the shampoo, or well, no, I'm saying this is a bracha. I'm trying to convince myself why is it a bracha that now I'm cleaning the bathtub with shampoo? Because it's from Hashem. Hashem who loves me, and I have to connect this with my emotions, how I feel about it. Because if I'm stirring up inside angry about something, right, I'm not connected to this is from Hashem, even if I say the words. But I also have to connect this with my moach, with my intellect of, also doing the logic behind it. And like, okay, whatever, and it's not a big deal, and, a million things. The washing machine logic of like, how many times have I used that washing machine? But also really understanding this is from Hashem. He wants me to have something new. How? It doesn't matter. The how is up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's being makabel of his ratzon. Every time we're fighting Hashem's ratzon, then what happens? The bracha is actually a curse. It's just a curse. It's a whole curse and a whole bracha. There's no half and halves. Like you can't have half and half. It doesn't, you can feel so many things and you should about something, but at one moment you're thinking something and at one moment you're feeling one thing. It can change to another thing. There's not a half. I'm not like half scared. I'm either scared or I'm not scared. I could also be scared and excited, but I'm scared, right? So how do I do this? I connect that emotion that I'm having with Hashem's love for me and my love for Kadosh Baruch Hu. And I'm going to try to fill myself up with Torah, realizing that there's also a logic behind it that maybe I don't understand. And when you look at these two words, Yaakov and Israel, it's asked, why do we keep going with the name of Yaakov? Avraham used to be called Avram. The Torah explicit, it says very clearly, you will no longer be Avram, you're Avraham. And never again do we call him Avram. It also says, Yaakov, your name now is Yisrael. But we keep calling Yaakov. Yaakov Yisrael, Yaakov Yisrael. We keep calling it. In this week's Parsha, how many times? Olecha Yaakov, Mishkanetecha Yisrael. This Yaakov Yisrael, Yaakov Yisrael, Yaakov Yisrael. So what are these two words? Yaakov is the ekev, it's the heel. It's the most bottom, and it's also like pashut. It's so far away from the line, the mind, and the logic. It's Emunah at its simplest level. And Yisrael is, we learned this before, is Roshli. It's my head, is where connected to Kadosh. Roshli, put your head. Hashem is saying, Yisrael, you should be a shal, with me, and put your head to me. It's the logic. It's the seichel. There's a certain point where I have to be learning and understanding things, and I have to, the knowledge is what gets me closer to Hashem. But also, there's no way that I can fall to such a level that I'm so high. I said fall to such a level that I'm so high that I still don't have my Yaakov. That I'm still, at the end of the day, saying, Ribbon Shalom, this is good for me. Why? I don't know. I should have my logic of trying to figure out how it is. Maybe that will help me. It's a kli, really, to go through, why is this good in this situation? What can I learn from this or that? But at the end of the day, I always still have to have my Yaakov. And why is this so when it comes to relationships, when it comes to marriage, when it comes to all these things in life? Is because I have to tell you, I see things that are really scary, but the things that I'm saying are scary are not even as scary as the things that are out there that are scary. I want to explain. I think what happens is there are things that are so scary for so many years that no one talked about. So they have to be talked about because you can't not talk about things that are very, really, like when something is happening that needs to be talked about, you need to talk about it. But we're losing sight of the difference between what is really scary, needs to be talked about, and what are just normal everyday things that happen in a relationship between anybody, between a parent and a child, and so then we're making that into the other, and it's getting very blurry. And I have people call me about things that I'm like, why are you looking at it that way? And who's giving you this information? So now we're very over with the boundaries, and boundaries are good. Boundaries are helpful. It's like, but it's such extremes. It's either there's no boundaries or there's total boundaries. You know what I mean? Like, or the boundaries are not movable. So you have all these rituals and you have all these rites and you have all these explanations and all these things that you have to do. So I'm going to give you an example. Young couple who mamash just got married. And one person says to them, you must make so sure that your parents are not involved. You must have your privacy. You must be separate from them. You're a couple, and this is how you have your foundation. And maybe that person is coming because they had their trauma of very, very mingling or meshing, parents. Who knows why people give advice? But they're coming to give advice, right? So then the couple is like, sometimes that works and sometimes that doesn't. Sometimes in some cultures, having Shabbos every single Shabbos by your in-laws and your parents is not considered meshing or mingling. And if I were to really look at it another way, I'd be like, oh wow, for a whole year, the couple gets that free Shabbos meals. Maybe it's beneficial to them. Maybe it helps them get started because Shabbos is expensive. Half my grocery bill is on Shabbos. Okay, of course, Shabbos is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? Because it's like we eat from all that. But still, half my grocery bill is on Shabbos. If I had a whole Shana Rishana, I don't have to have a whole. How is it? Do I know is this a chesed or a curse? Are you not taking the other 6 days of your life to bond with and to connect to your?
Yeah, that totally depends on the parents.
It depends on the parents. But what I'm trying to say is it's not objectively you give it advice that like this is what you have to do. This is how it has to be. It's a little bit dangerous because also are we saying this because we're coming from such a place of fear? Or what are we saying and why? And so this I'm like, it can't be that like 90% of our homes are falling apart. I can't believe that. Do 99% of our homes have problems and difficulties and challenges because that's life and we live in a Zoma Zeh? Absolutely. Right? Absolutely. Life is hard. I'm smiling as I say it, but it's challenging. But that doesn't mean that there's actually a problem. It just means these are the experiences I have to go through and learn from and see the bracha in it. Right? Because always you'll have the other person who says, my in-laws never invite me, ever. They never call us, right? Which is like always about extremes. It's always about finding the balance. Tiferet is always that balance between chesed and gevura. It's finding, knowing what is when, when to look at something like this and when to look at something like that, right? And Baruch Hashem, we have Das Torah that can give us guidance. But I think that in the home, and what I mean by home is I mean also within yourselves, we are a home. I think really when we're trying to always see things as, again, not half full or half empty, but like this is from a Kadosh Baruch Hu, and it's all good. It doesn't, again, I might have to do something about it. I always say this. It doesn't mean I can't do my shtalis and I shouldn't do something about it. It doesn't mean I don't have to get a new washing machine or fix it. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to maybe have to buy new shampoo and put it up higher. But it's all good. It's from Hashem. That's what makes a bracha. I thought it's so beautiful. Imagine if the whole time we're going through our lives, understanding that this will become a bracha for me if I see Hashem in it. But the Shem that loves me and wants the best for me and cares about me and knows me better than I know myself, and what my tikkun is, what I have to do. And the moment I'm disconnecting from that, then everything around me is a curse. Everything around me is a curse. And how do we really know all the miracles that Hashem does for us? I'm telling you, we had no idea what Bilam was doing. He was giving us all this bracha. So you're going around a parking spot, you can't find it. You're going around and you're going around, there's no parking spots, and you're just like getting angrier and angrier and angrier, right? And we don't know that, like, I'm sure 99.9% of the time Hashem is making it, we're not having a parking spot because He's saving us from something else. And of course, also, when we find the parking spot, Hashem made us find the parking spot because He wants us to park there, right? Everything in life is one of, can I see what other people are seeing? Why do we have to have someone else tell us how wonderful we are? Really? Why do we have to when do you get nachas? When someone else tells you how good your kid is. And you're like glowing. You want to just go to the teacher's report to telling you how wonderful your one kid is this and this, and you get angry and upset. You actually get angry and upset about the kid when you hear something bad about the kid. Or you get defensive. What I'm saying is you cause it to be very upset, right? Why do I have to depend what I think about my child depending on what other people are saying about it? Can I just take off that garment and look at the essence of the child, which is a beautiful neshama, who might need some help here, might need some help there, but say it, we all do. The way I'm telling you, it's like such a reprogramming of how we are, and it's worth it. That's all I can say. It's not much worth it. It's so worth it. I'd rather like go through my life thinking that my washing machine has done the work that it had to do than being angry and frustrated that nowadays things break after so easily. I don't know. Hashem wants us to have newness, I'm telling you, it's so hard. I know, because you feel depleted. You're like depleted. You have no more money, no more resources, depleted. I'm telling you, Ribbon Shalom has so much bracha in it. You see it with bracha, it's going to happen. And also, I've been talking to myself, there's so many things that I want to do. And I keep just saying, Hashem, if it's going to happen, it'll be with bracha. If it doesn't happen, it's not meant to be. And then it's not a curse. Or if it does happen, it'll be a curse if it's not attached to Kadosh Baruch Hu. And you're constantly saying that. If the child gets into the school, it's going to be bracha because you want it to get, not because I'm forcing it. And if they don't get into the school, it's going to be bracha because you don't want them to be there, not because of any other reason, because someone said something about my family that no one knows about, or that they think they don't know about, right? It's the same thing with the shidduch, right? That doesn't go through. Or the same thing with the, finances, or the same thing with any kind of relationship where you have someone in your life and you're saying, no, I have the healthy boundaries according to the society that I live in also. And other people are going to come from the outside and judge it, whether it's healthy or not. You have to know for yourself, is this good for me or not good for me? And if it's not good for me, how can I do it in a way that's not painful and it's not causing friction? It's not causing, I was with a group of friends. We hadn't seen each other for a year. We get together like once a year maybe, because one was visiting from Chutz La'aretz. And I never go out to a restaurant, It was like a really special occasion. And we're sitting there, and someone, a couple next to, not a couple, two women, I'm saying a couple women were at their own table. And I'm talking, and I'm like, I get excited when I talk. And one of the women interrupts. Like, she's like, it's so interesting. She says to me, it's so interesting. Who are you guys and what are you talking about? And I turned to her and I was like, and then she kept asking me questions. And I'm like, I'm with my friends that I only see once a year. I appreciate that you want to hear the conversation. I said, but I need to be with my friends right now. And I said it with a smile, and I said it warmly, and I got my message across. I don't have to feel angry or upset or bitter or start thinking to myself, why is she being so rude? And the cup is full. I'm with my friends, and also I can give my boundaries. The couple that doesn't want to spend the Shabbos with the in-laws or the parents, why can't they say with a smile, I love that you're inviting us. It makes us feel so good and wanted. This week it's not going to work out. And the in-laws are upset about it. That's not your problem. but you're saying with a smile that it's a cup full, because you're saying what a bracha it is we have these people in our lives. And I know it's such a hard work, and then you feel guilty because you're like, oh, I said no to them, and the mind goes off with anxiety and guilt. It's unbelievable, right? Or the fact that I don't have anyone inviting me, and you're making Shabbos after Shabbos after Shabbos after Shabbos after Shabbos after Shabbos, and you say, "Wow, I really wish I had someone to invite me, some in-laws that would take over here," and you don't have it, and you're always thinking about how we don't have it. We don't have it. We just don't have it, and you're empty. It's the Aleph and the Yud, and it just went down to Nun. Or you have the Yud, and you make it go up to Yesh, which is up to Shemayim. You elevate everything you have, and you realize you can have everything. You want to bring everything that Hashem gives you down, you're going to have a curse. Balak and Bilam come to teach us how we get bracha in our life and how we get curses in our life. What Shalom brings us, you get a bracha if it's connected to Hashem. How do you connect to Hashem? Connect him with Torah and Tefillah. Mamash, Torah, Tefillah. What does that mean for you? Figure it out. Get inspired. Daven in the way you need to daven. But we can't. We're not a people who can go without Torah and Tefillah. It doesn't exist. Mamash, it doesn't exist from Yisrael. And the goyim were like, oh my God, we got to take that away from them. The first thing let's take away from them is Beit HaKnesset. So God forbid they should daven, and the Beis Madashot, God forbid they should learn Torah, right? They're not saying let's take away their weapons, let's bless, like he was thinking, oh, let's bless them. Then he cursed him that they should be very weak people that, I don't know, maybe there were actually a lot of brachas and a lot of curses there. I'm sure he wanted everything. But the point of the matter is that this was something that why would anyone think that? That would be threatening to me. Do we realize what a bracha we have? That we have tefillah and we have Torah? We don't even realize it, right? We just have to. It's all about connection. You always go in your goal. What do I want to do in life? I want to connect. I just want to connect. So again, we ask ourselves my famous questions I bring up every week: is this thought making me feel connected? Is this speech making me feel connected? And is this act making me feel connected? And if I feel like the cup is half empty or just half full, I'm not connected. It's all full. Unfortunately, it's going to be all empty. So I bless us all. We should see our cups as always full. We should take the Yud and bring it and make it into a Yesh. And Hashem should just fill us that it's easy to do so, and realize that from Balak comes Mashiach, right? From the vision of seeing something so great, he saw such godless in us that's where Mashiach comes from. And Mashiach will come the moment that we see our godless. Mashiach's going to come. B'ezrat Hashem b'kavod.